Okay guys, so let's quickly run through this exercise or this example so that you guys can see what to do. The first step, we're going to have a look at what is the information that's given for you. I'm going to quickly run through this. I'll read through the detail again as I go through the exercise so that you know sort of the detail then. But we've got the project duration over there. They give us the security amount and also some detail on that, which will come back now. They talk about a retention over there, a amount and a maximum amount. Then they give us when they pay the certificate, so when we're getting our money after we've put in the invoice, how long after the invoice we get the money, contractors profit. So what the profit is, how do we work out our profit for the project. Then they talk about retention when we when we get back the retention payback. They talk about the contractor's direct cost breakdown structure. So how do we work out the different parts of the direct costs, the project costs. Then they say something about an overhead cost into the project, and they talk about, or they give us a schedule of the certificates, how we're going to get paid over the duration of the project with the total certificate or invoice value that we have at the end. Good. So then they ask us a few questions, and let's quickly run through those questions. Good. So the first question that they ask is to set up a total predicted income statement for this project. So remember, income statement is sales or income minus direct costs or direct project cost minus overhead costs. That gives me my total project profit. Okay, so let's have a look. We know already what the sales are. Now, so we know the total project certificate value is 1.8. Now, so we can put that in. That is 1.8 million rand. Okay. Now, when it comes to the cost, we don't know what the direct project costs are yet, but we know what the total overhead costs are, because those are constant. No? So they say we're paying overhead costs. We're paying 15,000 rand. We pay that monthly, allocated to the project for the duration of the project. So what I can say it's the 15,000 multiplied by the duration of the project, which is the 5, and that gives us the 75,000 rand. Now we need to work out what our profit is, but we still don't know what the direct costs are. But let's read here in the beginning when they give us information about our profit. They say the contractor take 25% profit. And the way we work that out, we add that to the direct costs and the overhead costs to get to the invoice value. That means my total sales includes a 25% value on top of all my costs that I have. Good. So let's quickly look at what that means. I'm gonna write it over there. What that means is that we are going to take our overhead costs, okay, plus our direct costs, direct project costs, and we're going to multiply that by 1.25, because remember we're adding the 25% to all my costs, and we do that and if we do that, we get the 1.8 million rand that we say was the total profit that we have over there. No. So if you then simplify that, you can say that, let's quickly do that. I'm just going to copy that. Oops. I'm going to copy this one. And we say that equals some basic maths, 1.5 million divided by the 1.25, the ratio that we have over there. And then we can say, well, that equals, I'll just do this again, copy, paste. If we then take our overheads over to the other side, we're going to have this whole formula minus the overhead costs for the project, because that's the stuff that we have. No? So that is equal to my direct costs. So to work out my direct costs, I'm going to do that. Remember, I do have my my overhead costs, so that's the part of the cost that I actually have. So if you then simplify this more, you can put that 75k in there, and now everything's known on that side. Now, so let's do that quickly. That will be equal to, remember this is my total cost, so let's write there total, not total cost, my direct costs equals, and I said it's the 1.8 million that we have over there, divided by my ratio, and to get to that ratio we said it was 1 plus, and my percentage ratio that I have with the contract profit. There we go. That, and I said that whole thing minus my direct or my overhead costs. And I think they don't like the fact that that is a percentage value, so just to make it more simple I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to divide that by 100. Let's see if it works. Nope, it does not work, something's wrong over there. Let's just make it now, just to make it simple, 1 point, that would be 0.25. That gives us, let's see if it's all fine. Why is it not giving me the correct value? It's just because it's quite a big value, that's it. So my total cost, my total direct cost, so it's these three, is 1.365 million rand. Now I need to just break this value up, because this is the second thing that they say is my direct cost breakdown is broken down into these ratios in the project. Now, so I know my labor costs equals 25% multiplied by this, and I can actually fix that, so I can just drag this down, and you can see, you'll see now 25% of that, 40% of that, 35% of that. If I add all of these up, you'll see there it's the 1.365 million rand. Now all I need to do is I need to do the calculation. My profit is my total income or sales minus my direct costs, my labor, my equipment, my plant, and my overhead costs. So my profit, my total profit on the project is 360,000 rand. Good. So we've dealt with the first one. Let's make it another color. Second one, they want us to do exactly the same, but for the total duration of the project. No. Good. So how do we do that? Again, we start with our sales, and they give us our monthly sales broke down over there. So I'm going to go and just copy that. I'm going to paste all of that in here. I'm going to use the this function where you can just do that. There we go. So there's my monthly sales that I have. Make it the right color. There we go. Okay, so again, same story. We don't know what our labor, material, and plant is, but we know what our overhead costs is. They say it is 15,000 rand for the duration of the project. So we can just use that 15,000, pull it through to there. And now we are again looking for our direct project cost component of this. But we've already worked out sort of the formula over there. Now, we've got the formula over there. So let's take this formula, and I'm going to copy this formula over here, copy, and I'm just going to put it over there. Now let's make it easier. Let's put that over there, V. And now we just need to get our references correct. Now, because we know it's the 1.8 million, it was the 1.8, now it is the monthly income, which is now in this case it's that one, divided by that minus, and in this case it is, let me just make sure I've got the reference correct, take that one out, that one over there. Now, so let's do that. Let's see if that makes sense. 145,000. I pull that through. It's supposed to pick up the monthly costs. There we go. And to make sure we are right, let's just add up these. There you know. You can see it's the totals are the same. And now all I need to do is I use the same sort of reference that I have over there. For this, I can just do that for my direct costs per month. Good. So let's have a look. The labor equals the 25%. Let's fix that so I can just drag that on, multiplied by my total total direct costs is that one, and I can drag this one up. Let's have a look. Is that still correct? Yes, everything's correct. This one would be that value. No, not that value. This value multiplied by the 40%, and we keep that one fixed. We drag this one over, and then the last one, let's just double check if everything is alright. Yes, and this one would be again that value multiplied by my 35%. Fix that, and I can add this up, or not add, I can just move it over there. And to double check that I am correct, I again just make a quick calculation over there. I add it all up to get my total. These values should be the same as those values, and it is. And then lastly, we just need to work out our profit, which is again my income minus all of these expenses that I have per month this time. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Now we can see we are making profit on the first month, 40,000, 60, 80, 100, and then 80, and then the total project. You got to remember, guys, this is exactly the same as the question 2 that we had, and it should be now because we are adding it all up. Good. So it looks all nice. Now it looks like we're making good money on this project. But that's the whole point. It's not just about profit, it's about money flow as well. So let's quickly deal then with the third question, which is set up a cash flow statement for this project. And we're saying we want to do the cash flow statement 3 months, 1 month prior to 3 months after the project has finished. Good. To do that, we must first work out our retention, our retention money. Okay, good. So let's follow these steps. First, we need to know what the monthly certificate values were. Okay, we've got that. We've worked it out already. Not worked out, they gave us that. So that's the same as my sales line. Remember, that's my certificate value. There we go. Then we want to know accumulatively how much my certificate value grows. So in total, how much is that? So the first one would be just the first month. The second month would be my second month plus my total. And then I can drag this up. And you can see it's 1.8. It should be that. And guys, the reason why we do this is, I say here at the top, my retention is 10% of the total certificate value, total within the project so far. Now, so that's why I worked out my total certificate value. So I can go and I can say, what is that multiply, or my retention value will be my total certificate value multiplied by my retention, and we keep that fixed again. And there we got the total retention as you go through the project. Now, so I'm going to pay a total retention. I'm going to start with a 20,000 and it's going to grow up to 180,000. But wait a minute, there's something else. There's something else. Up here they say we take a maximum of 100,000 Rand retention. So it don't just keep on growing. We say up to 100,000 Rand. Now, so let's have a quick look. How do we do that? Let's see if we can bring this into this formula. We say if this value over here is smaller or equal to the total retention value, in this case it's 100,000 Rand, then we must use this value. Otherwise, we must use the 100,000 Rand that we have over there. Let's see if I haven't made a mistake on this. No, I did something wrong. Let's do this over. Let's do this whole thing over. It is 10% of that. Okay, so this will be, if that value over there is, oh, that's what I did wrong, guys. That's what I did wrong. If that value over there, if that value is bigger or equal to the total retention. There we go. The total retention. Then, if it's bigger than the total retention, we must use the total retention. Otherwise, we must use this again as the value. Let's see if this works this time. Okay, let's drag it up. There we go. You can see it's 20, 50, 90, and then we are going over the 100,000, so it stick to 100,000. No. So you now know the total retention as the project grows, but now you want to know per month what is going to be my deductible retention. No. And the way I do this, the first month is my total retention. The second month is going to be the second month minus my first month. No, because I want to know on that month what it is. And I can drag that up to the rest. Okay, good. And you can see it makes sense now, because my last month I'm not going to have a retention because I'm already on my maximum. Okay, so what's going to be my monthly payable certificate value? So the money, my certificate value minus my retention is going to my monthly retention certificate minus that monthly retention that I've worked out. And if I do that, I get to that. So these are going to be my actual money that's going to come into my account now, because it's my certificate value, which we worked out here at the top, or they give us it there, minus my retention that I've paid for every month. But we know now that the retention, or the money that I get in, the certificate value, number one, it does not just come in the first month. There's another piece of information that I need to look at here. They say here is my retention, not retention, my certificate value is paid. There we go. Certificate is paid 30 days after the invoice. Let's call it the certificate. So that means I'm only going to get the money for the work I've done this month. I'm only going to get that money next month. Now, so let's have a look at this. So your cash flow is about two steps. There's two sides to cash flow: money inflow, money outflow, and then you want to work out what your net is. Now, so let's just look at money inflow, and remember, also obviously the first point to money inflow is your retention values. Now, so money inflow first is my certificate value. When am I going to get my first payment? Remember, this project starts on January, but it says there I get paid 30 days after my certificate. So my first payment is going to be on February. But it's not going to be my full payment or my full certificate. It's going to be my certificate minus my retention, which I've worked out there at the top. So this value is going to be my January certificate minus my retention, which is the 180,000 that I have over there. Good. And now you can actually drag that on. You're going to see we're going to get our last payment 1 month after the project finish in June. Good. Now we need to work out what the retention payback is. Remember, you are paying retention. That's why you don't get the full invoice value or the full certificate values. But you get that money back. So that's money inflow. So let's look at what they say about retention money. Here at the top they say, okay, the retention is 10% on the total up to 100,000. We've dealt with that. Then they say we get 50% of the retention back, paid back into the contractor's account 1 month after the completion of the project. When is the project complete? The project is complete on May. That means we get that first 50% end of June. So that would be my total retention that I've paid. I've worked it out here, so let's just use that, multiplied by my 50% that I'm going to get back. So you're going to get the 100,000 that they took off us. You're going to get 50% back on that. Then they say you're going to get another 50% back 3 months after the completion. So that would be 3 months after May. 1, 2, 3. So at the end of August, you're going to get the last bit of your retention money back. That is multiplied by 50%. That is that multiplied by my total retention. There we go. Good. And then there's something else here. They say the construction securities. Let's have a look at that. Remember, this is money flowing in. So we're not looking at what you pay, but we need to know what you pay because you need to get that back. So let's look at what they say about securities. Construction security, they say it is 10% of the contract value payable 1 month before the project starts and paid back 1 month after construction is completed. 10% of the total project value. No, 10% of the total. So they say we get that. So let's first work out what it is. The total project value is 1.8 million. So 10% of that will be 180,000 rand. So when are we getting that back? We're getting that back 1 month. Let's say, what did it say? Security, we get it back 1 month before construction, paid back 1 month after construction completed. 1 month after, so again that is in June. So the money that we get back would be equal to the total contract value, that's the 1.8, multiplied by my 10% construction security. There we go, 10%, and that is the 180,000 that you get back over there. And that is all the money that you get back that's flowing in. Now guys, can you see how long it takes to get the money in? And this is sort of where we're heading with all of this. So let's quickly do the totals for this so we can finish that off. That would be those. Nope, it would be from there. We add these all up. And there is the breakdown of the money flowing into our accounts and when they are flowing in. Good. Second step, money outflow. Money outflow. Good, so let's have a look. First thing, the construction securities. We've just worked it out now. We said the total construction security was 180,000, and it says there at the top, construction security 10%. We have to pay that 1 month before. 1 month before the project. So that would be, the project starts in January, so that would be December. So I'm going to pay that 10% securities multiplied by 10% construction security. That's when I'm going to pay that. That's money going out this time. Good. Okay, so now it's easy, no? Well, not so easy. Overheads. What is our overhead? First, well, the overheads, we know what it is, no? That is the what we say, the 15,000, and it says that's been allocated monthly for the duration of the project, and it's paid monthly, so it's paid on the month, no? So when the project starts, let's go to overhead. The project starts on January. That would then be the 15,000 there. We can fix that, and we just drag that for the duration of the project. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-month project. Good. The direct project overhead or project costs. First, we want to know our labor. We know how much the labor were, no? Because that's what we worked out here in our income statement. But we need to go back over here to see when we are paying those. So the labor we pay straight away. So the labor is in the same month as we have the expense. So again, labor would start, first payment would start on the month that we have the expense, and labor was that 36,000 which we worked out in the income statement. Okay, so we can drag that up. Second one is the material. What does it say about material? Is payable 1 month afterwards. So my first material invoice that I'm going to have to pay was 1 month afterwards. So that's in February. We've worked out the material values over there. So we can just take this and we can drag that up to there. Does that make sense? 122,000, 100% yes. And then the last one would be my plant, and they say I pay the plant 2 months afterwards. So my first plant payment will not be in January, not in February, it would be in March. And we've worked it out here. Plant payment 50,000 rand, and we drag that up this way to get my total plant payment. Good. That looks awesome. That looks awesome. So that is my money flowing out of my account. That's my money flowing out of my account. Good. And now we just have a few stuff to add. Remember so that would be my total money flowing out. Good. Let's do that. Whoops. Let's just do that. Total money flowing out. There you can see now as my money flow out of my account, and then my net would be money flowing in, money flowing in minus money flowing out. That gives me my net flow of money through my accounts. Good. So now what I've done all the calculations. I need to add up a bit of information. Let's start with the accumulative in. So my growth in money moving into my account, that would be that. That would be that plus that, and then we can drag this up right to the top. Yeah, so there's accumulative money going out of my account to a maximum of 1.8 million rand. In my account. Now money going out would be that plus no, just that now, and that equals that plus that. There we go, and I can drag this one up. Good. And now again take the difference between the two. It is the money coming in minus money going out. And if I drag this up right to the top, you can see this is my net curve. So you can see, if you look at this, I only start making money, a positive cash flow, oh my word, on my last month of the construction. I start having positive cash flow. Okay, we know this calculation is correct because the net money flowing into my account, that is your profit. Now, and we've worked out there the profit total for the project is 360,000 rand. So that's nice to see this, guys. And this is what I want to tell you, I want to show you, is that you are making good money. You are making 360,000 rand on this project. And if you look at the monthly income statements, because remember, your income statement is based on your invoice. So you send that money out, that invoice out. It means it looks like sales, but that's not money coming in. It's just a paper value, if you want to call it that, because you don't even get the full after a month. No. So although it looks like you're making profit from the first month, we see here you are not. You've got negative cash flow up to almost the last month of the project. And then you start having a positive cash flow in the project. Good. So let's have a quick look at the last few questions. Number 4, they say, what is the total profit? We know that is the 360 we've got over there. We ask, what is the let's do that now. So the total profit, we've worked that out. That's the 360,000. Then they ask, what is the total cash the contractor needs? Guys, that's going to be the biggest negative value that you have in your net cash flow. No? So it would be in this case the smallest, because we're looking for it's a negative number. So we're looking for the minimum number in this range over here, but we are looking for a positive value. Because we want to know the amount of cash that you have to have. Now, so the maximum amount of cash that you must have is 231 rand. And then they ask, after how many months of the construction start you're going to have cash flow positive. We already said that after the project starts, that would be 5 months after the project starts, we are going to have a positive cash flow. Now, so what are we saying here? We need 231,000 rand to make 360,000 rand. And then just to sort of finish this all up, just want to show you how nice this looks in a graph. And you can see, let's make it just a bit smaller that you can get the whole picture. If you look at it this way, you can see that, let's look at this. Total money in, that's the dark blue one. Total money coming in. Total money monthly going out, that's this one over here. But these are, so this is the monthly net over the project duration, but we are looking for the accumulative value. These are the valuable information. So the money in coming there, money out going there, and you know where the money in and the money out cross each other, that is the value when we are going to start having a positive cash flow. And that is the net value. If you see it in the net here, if you go, this is my net cash flow, negative, it's below 0, negative, there we go. After month 5, we go from negative to positive, and then we start having positive money in our accounts. It's just very, very interesting and nice to see it that way. Good, guys. I hope you find this good, and that you can go, you can do this, do the few examples that I give you as extra exercises, and I'll speak to you guys again this week. Bye.